Now, here's interesting, Shane, jumping over to the West. Remember, Georgia, minus 750 to win the East. Alabama, who everybody, I think, concedes at this point, Alabama looks like the better team on paper.
For sure.
Minus 400 to win. So the odds are not as good for Alabama to win the West. Now, of course, I think that has to do with the toughness of the division. But minus 400 there for Alabama. So that's a little bit of a surprise. But at this point in time, you got to go Alabama.
Yeah. This, again, you're putting a lot of money to get a little bit back. But I think you can't go wrong. I think this is Bama's year. I think they're going to the SEC. I think they're going to the championship game. I mean, Georgia's going to have their hand full if these two meet in Atlanta again. So, I think this is a safe bet.
And I don't know if you heard the news, Shane, that Pitt receiver that left who won the Biletnikoff top receiver. Everybody thought going to Southern Cal. He's working out with Bryce Young down there.
Of course he is.
So he may be a target of Alabama.
Rich gets richer, Why not? It's Nick Saban's final year, so might as well add one more wide receiver to the roster there. Jeez Louise.
How about who do you think 6-1 next best odds? Who do you think that is?
6-1. I think it's Ole Miss, and I don't think it should be. Oh, come on now.
Nope.
People giving them the loving. I don't think they deserve it. I think if I'm picking the second best in the West to make some noise, it's going to be Texas A&M.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Texas A&M 6-1. Have to play at Alabama.
Yeah.
That's going to be tough. Arkansas, you get on
6-1, right?
6-1 for the Aggies to win. And again, if I'm an Aggie, I like those odds. I think last year they were probably a little bit higher, probably, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah.
They didn't get it done. They come back motivated next season. There might be some value in that one.
You just got to win one game, man. I really think. I think, obviously they got some tough teams on their schedule, but you beat Bama, you're in. You know what I'm saying? You can afford to lose another one somewhere else. So, I like those odds.
Now, next, the team you already hit on, Ole Miss, 16-1.
Yeah.
I think that's a little bit more on pace. And again, you're putting some faith in a lot of unknown.
Compare that to the East. What? Anybody else around the 16? What was the
Kentucky,
yeah. Yeah, I still, out of those two, I'm probably going to lean more Kentucky because I'm not – it's nothing against Ole Miss. I don't hate Ole Miss. I don't hate Lane Kiffin. Hell, I recruited him every day as he was a free agent in the coaching market, and I'd still love to see him at Tennessee at some point. But I don't know. Maybe I buried the hatchet. I really like Heupel. But I will say I just don't see it. I think there's just too much turnover right now, and it's not that I don't think they're going to be good. I'm not saying they're not going to win some games. That's one thing I love about Lane Kiffin. That's why I wanted him back at coaching, because he finds ways to win games, especially when they're close. But I just don't think this is the year, man. I really don't. I think they're going to come back to earth a little bit this year.
Yeah. All right, 18-1. Next team, who do you think
Arkansas.
that is? Arkansas,
Yeah.
which, man, they're already pissed off. They're 18-1. They're fourth.
Can you imagine 3 years ago kicking in the door and saying, hey, you're only going to be 18-1 odds to win the West?
But, again, similar to Kentucky, I think that's perfect for the Razorbacks.
Yeah.
That's where you want to be. You want to be disrespected. You want to be overlooked. You don't want to be everybody counting you in.
No.
And if you're a Razorback, man, bet that figure up, 18-1.
It's tougher, man, when you got the bullseye. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And after they beat Texas A&M last year, that's exactly what happened. They weren't sneaking into Georgia.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They weren't sneaking into any game after that. So I think this is exactly where you want to be. And I do like this bet out of the ones so far that I've heard. If I'm thinking, because you got me convinced that even a one-loss Arkansas is still going to have a chance to make it to Atlanta. So yeah, I'm in on that bet.
All right, next 25-1. Who do you think that is?
25-1 LSU.
Bingo, yeah. So under Brian Kelly again, that's a team that could hit.
I don't think it's right. I think they switched. They got some teams mixed around here. I think LSU could surprise some people. Obviously, it is LSU. We've seen what Kelly has been able to do at other schools, but I'm not sold that you just bounce back that quick, you know. And as I'm looking at and I've said it a million times, I just think Mississippi State's a better team right now, just playing out of the gate, and that sound football. That's what I want to put my money on right now. I don't want to put it on a wild card that I don't even know half the roster yet, you know.
Right. No, I'm right there with you. 75-1. Who do you think that is?
Is it Mississippi State? No, shit, they got them down there.
We're down to just Auburn, 75-1.
Yeah.
Again, these Vegas odds makers, they love the Auburn Tigers.
I don't understand this because there's some platforms you see where Auburn is just trashed, and there's some they're held up on this pedestal. So that makes it even crazier to bet on. You know what I'm saying? And as soon as you count, I will say this. You know, I've been on this earth 40 years, coming up on 40 years, Mike, long time. And Auburn has always been one of those teams, as soon as you count them out, they're world beaters. And as soon as you put all your chips on them, they kick you right in the nuts, you know. So I this year I'm afraid to touch them, but it wouldn't surprise me if this is the year. I mean, because they are backed against the wall.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The coaching staff, the players, it's if they can galvanize that locker room, who knows? You know, catch a couple teams off guard, and next thing you know, you're playing.
Now this is the craziest damn bet among all these.
Yeah.
And this is where I'm putting my money. Mississippi State, 100-1 to win the West. Again, I'm not sitting here saying Mike Leach and Will Rogers are a lock to win the West, but 100-1. I mean, it should be closer to 15-20 in my opinion. I think that's the team Mississippi State's bringing back. They had, they lost the Egg Bowl, they lost the bowl game. I said it many times. I think that's tarnished what a lot of people think they are. But you go back. Leading up to that, I mean, they were red hot just going into that final stretch there. And if they can carry that over to this season, I think they may actually, they may be the second best team in the West when it's all said and done, if not winning it, I'm
hoping I'm helping with this hype, Mike, because I'm all in on the Bulldogs right now, just because, like you said, the way they finished the season, and you look at Leach's coaching background. They always struggle in the first. Right. It takes a little while to get his system, get some of his players in there, get everything incorporated the way he wants to do things, and then they just take off and catch fire. And I think that's what we saw at the tail end of last season, and I think that it does carry over. It's one of those teams I think is going to be hitting on all cylinders, week one.
And people that think we're damn crazy, they won at A&M last year. They lost at Arkansas. Kicker missed 3 field goals. I mean, it's not like they're just getting run out the building.
The Pirate, if he messes up, we delete this pod immediately. All right, I don't care how much we're making off YouTube.